YouTube blocked songs from several artists amid licensing negotiations. A judge rejected Apple's last-minute request for a deadline extension in its Epic case. And X can be immediately unblocked in Brazil after it pays a $1.9 million fine. It's Monday, September 30th, and this is Engadget News. Songs from popular artists have begun to disappear from YouTube as the platform's deal with the performing rights organization SESAC approaches its expiration date. As reported by Variety, certain songs by Adele, Green Day, Bob Dylan, R.E.M., Burna Boy, and other artists have been blocked in the U.S., though their entire catalogs aren't necessarily affected. Videos that have been pulled, like Adele's Rolling in the Deep, now just show a black screen with the message, "This video contains content from SESAC. It is not available in your country." In a statement to Engadget, a YouTube spokesperson said the platform has been in talks with SESAC to renew the deal, but despite best efforts, an equitable agreement has not been able to be reached before the expiration. YouTube says that they are in active conversations with SESAC and are hoping to reach a new deal as soon as possible. According to a source that spoke to Variety, however, the deal hasn't even expired yet. It will reportedly terminate sometime next week, and the move on YouTube's part may be a negotiation tactic. SESAC has not yet released a statement. Apple tried at the last second to get out of producing a trove of documents by Monday, as it was ordered to, in its ongoing dispute with Epic, and Magistrate Judge Thomas Hickson was not having it. In early August, the company was given a deadline of September 30th to produce documents relating to the changes it made to its App Store rules this year, which was its attempt to satisfy an injunction. Apple initially told the court that the task would entail reviewing roughly 650,000 documents, but in a status report on Thursday, it said the number had ballooned to over 1.3 million and asked for a 2-week extension. Hickson denied the request on Friday in a strongly worded order spotted by The Verge and called out Apple's move as bad behavior. Apple and Epic have been submitting joint status reports to the court every 2 weeks, and the issue of Apple's documents exceeding its earlier estimate never previously came up. Hickson said in the order, "This information would have been apparent to Apple weeks ago. It is simply not believable that Apple learned of this information only in the 2 weeks following the last status report." The judge said the request raises other concerns, calling into question the quality of Apple's reports and its intentions around complying in a timely manner. Apple has nearly infinite resources that it could have tapped to get the task done in the allotted time. X only has to pay one last fine in Brazil to get its services reinstated. That's according to Bloomberg and CNBC. Supreme Court R has ordered the company to pay the equivalent of around $1.9 million for its non-compliance with Brazil's court order for 2 days. The judge in the case said that the company's return depends solely on the full compliance with Brazilian legislation and the absolute observance of the court orders in respect of national sovereignty. Specifically, the judge fined X on September 19th for restoring its services in the country for some people, despite a ban on the website. The judge also fined the company after X disregarded the ban for a second time on September 23rd through Starlink. Elon Musk previously resisted the judge's order to take down and freeze several accounts that were allegedly spreading disinformation on the platform. Musk saw it as censorship and opted to close its operations in the country instead of complying. In response, the judge ordered the nation's internet providers to block the social media platform and to issue a new rule that anybody found to be accessing X through a VPN could face a daily fine of around $8,900. The court froze the Brazilian bank account of SpaceX's Starlink internet service provider as well. It ultimately withdrew $3.4 million from Starlink's and X's account to settle previous penalties the Supreme Court had imposed on the social network. A few days ago, however, X's lawyers reportedly filed a document in court naming the company's legal representative in Brazil, as the judge had demanded. The website also removed the accounts the judge named in its initial directives and which he had identified as a threat to democracy, showing that it's now willing to comply with the court's orders. The New York Times reported back then that X had failed to submit all the necessary paperwork to get Brazil to lift its ban. The judge's statement that the company can immediately return to its activities after it pays this fine suggests that X got that squared away, and Brazilian users may soon be able to access the website soon. Thanks for listening. There's more to these stories and additional articles at Engadget.com. This episode featured journalism from Weekend editor Cheyenne McDonald and contributor Mariella Moon, and was voiced and produced from the sound studios of Spoken Layer. Enjoy your day, and I will be back tomorrow with more tech news from Engadget.